Because most films and videos are experienced in a two-dimensional space, a flat surface like the big screen, cell phones, or our TV screens, it's really important to make our viewers feel like they're in the story with our characters by creating a sense of depth, or 3D space. This is where lighting comes in. Although there are many ways to create depth within your scene, light and understanding how to manipulate that light, and just as important, how to manipulate the shadows within your scene, will not only create a sense of depth, but can also shape the tone within your film as a whole. But what if you only have access to one light? Do you need to go out and buy more lights to get the best results? Well, the short answer is no. There are many ways to get a great looking image utilizing only one light, and as a matter of fact, there are plenty of films that utilize one light techniques, so I just thought I would show you how you could do that today. Hey, what's happening everyone? My name is Ryan, and today I'm gonna show you how you can create depth within your scene and get that cinematic style look using only one light. Let's get into it. All right, and diving right in, the first technique we're gonna talk about is backlighting. Backlighting is a great way to get a cinematic style look. There are many different ways that you can use backlighting to shape the story within your scene, like for a sunset scene or a music video or even a character reveal. One important element for getting a cinematic style look is creating depth, but also contrast, and backlighting is a great way of doing that. Because backlighting is gonna be the most powerful light source within your scene, it's important to start with backlighting before you set up any other lights. In this case, we're only using one light, so how do you use the backlighting technique and still retain all of the information in the lighting on your subject? Well, here are a couple ways that you could do that. The first thing is you could use a foam board or a bounce card. This is a great way of utilizing the light that is coming from behind your subject and bouncing off of that card to lift the shadows, giving you a nice soft look on your subject. Another way is just to film outside. Let's say that you have a scene that you're filming outdoors and there's a lot of sunlight. The best thing to do would be to face your subject's back against the sun, using the sun to backlight your subject, and then you can use your additional lighting or even a bounce card lifting the shadows on your subject. With modifiers and diffusion, you'll be able to get a really professional look just by using the sun as your light source. And number 2 on the list is Rembrandt lighting. Now, you probably heard me talk about this a little bit on the channel before, but this is a lighting technique that is most commonly used in the film industry for more of a dramatic style look. Now, this is a really simple technique, but is super effective when trying to create depth. The name Rembrandt comes from the 17th century painter Rembrandt, who would almost always use this technique in his paintings. All you have to do is just place your light at a 45 to 60 degree angle from your subject until you see a little lit triangle on the shadow side of your subject's face. Now, I've talked a little bit about this in some of my other videos, but this really is a great and effective way to create depth within your scene. Now, there are many different ways that you can achieve this look, like with studio lighting and soft boxes. But again, what if you're outside and you have a lot of sunlight? Or maybe you're filming in a room with a lot of white walls and there's tons of light spilling everywhere. Well, one thing that you could do is utilize negative fill. Negative fill will create a shadow side on your subject's face, giving you much more depth on your subject. Now, this can be anywhere from using flags to even black curtains like I have used many times on the channel, or even just a black wall or a darker surface. I actually just did this in my last video where I used the door beside me as a negative fill within this room that was otherwise filled with white walls. Using negative fill is just another way for you to be able to create some depth, and that just frees up your light or lighting stand for anything else that you might need it for. And number 3 on the list is split lighting. Now, this is a lighting technique that will split your highlights and your shadows on your subject's face evenly. All you have to do is place your light off to a 90 degree angle from your subject and you're off to the races. Now, this is a very specialized look, but there are many ways that you could utilize split lighting for your scene. One way could be for more of a narrative style film. Let's say you have a character that's sitting by the window and half of them is lit by the window and the other side is your shadow side. That window light is also creating split lighting. You can even place your light source outside the window to create more of a sunset look or any style of look that you're going for, maybe even moonlight. And this would be a great and effective way of using this one light to create a dramatic feel. And it's also being motivated by what your character's doing within the scene. Or let's say you have more of a sinister style character and you're trying to create mystery in what your character might do next. This is going to be a really great option for that. This technique is very simple, but is definitely a stylized look. Although with a little planning mixed in with your story elements, this can definitely be a very powerful look for your scene. Light is a very important piece to the entire filmmaking process. Because we are visual storytellers, it's a vital element for setting the tone and mood and can really shape the whole story entirely. With a lot of planning and practice and repetition, I guarantee you can utilize these simple lighting techniques and create a beautiful film even with just one light. If you have any other questions, feel free to hit me up in the comments down below because I love hearing from you guys and just helping out wherever I can. But that's gonna do it for me, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me in this quick video. If you like this video or you learned something, please click the like button down below. Consider subscribing if you haven't already, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, friends.